Hi everybody, Alexis from Bubble Grove with another installment of, hey, that could have gone better. This year has been quite a thing. So December 19th of 2024, our existing use confirmation came through. We won our Ontario Land Tribunal hearing, which confirmed that yes, this has been an active retreat center since 1983. You know, just confirming everything that we already knew and that was already written and in the NEC's files and all of that stuff. But a review was requested, and so an answer didn't come through for that until May 13th of this year, 2025. In between those two time periods, we hit our wall, and we were under a heck of a lot of pressure, and so we looked to other opportunities. We looked to sell the property. We spent months cultivating potential sales, and in April of this year, we actually had multiple offers come to the table. We chose what we thought was the best opportunity for us to go forward with. They needed to do due diligence for their own funding and financing. And when they called the NEC to check in on what was the status of this property, they were told that there were compliance issues, which was surprising to me because in the months leading up to that conversation with a third party stating to them that there were compliance concerns on this property, we hadn't hosted anyone here in 8 months. I had numerous conversations with quite a few people in the upper management at the Niagara Escarpment Commission leading up to then about our property and the site plan for our existing use, and our dome was discussed. At no point did any of them say that there was ongoing compliance concerns that were active on the property. But when a third party called to make this request for information, that's when they told them that there was compliance issues and they should get in touch with us. I wrote back to the NEC saying, hey guys, can we figure this out? We've got one more month of our open period on this, and what can you please explain to me what the heck your concerns are? And they didn't answer me. They didn't answer me for quite a while. They didn't answer me until the day that our sale period was up. And the way that they answered me was an escalating compliance action where they gave me a removal order for the dome that they have been aware of for years, that they have stated in the past, and I have this in writing, in the spring of 2023, they said to me that I could continue using the dome for overnights in the way that, because it was so similar to what used to happen here anyways. And then later on, they got a little bit stingier about that. And then in February of 2024, they stated, oh, well, you can only use it for day use. You're not allowed to have anyone sleep there. You can only use it for day use. And then with their ongoing pressures and whatnot, we actually stopped using it for anything in August of 2024. I had to focus on our Ontario Land Tribunal hearing, and all of my energy was taken from my business, my family, my life, and everything just to be fully engaged in the Ontario planning process. And so it was very confusing that, we as the landowners were not informed of these concerns, but the NEC seemed very happy to inform third parties, and then without making any statements as to what was going on, give us removal orders. The funniest part of that removal order is that it states that we need a development permit for that dome. Guess who's had a development permit open and in their process since February of 2024? The NEC. The Niagara Escarpment Commission has been holding on to my development permit since February of 2024, which is an updated version of the one I gave them in spring of 2023, which is a continuation of the plan that we brought to them in April of 2022. And now all of a sudden in 2025, right after we had received our existing use confirmation after years of dealing with these people, years of being stuck in this process, years of red tape. At that moment, that's when the Niagara Escarpment Commission decided to give me a removal order for a dome they have been sitting on my development permit for years. This is crazy. Guess what? Lost the sale. It tanked. And we were thrust back into a position of a lot of question marks. I'm actually glad we didn't sell because I love this place and I'm trying everything I can to keep us here. However, we're once again hitting that wall, and my bank is at my heels. They need a solution. I need a solution, and I can't seem to access that solution until the NEC shows everybody that they aren't going to continue punishing this property in perpetuity, that at some point they will confirm that this has been an existing use with 40